Hi, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead again. So I got another request for a pie, but it needs a graham cracker crust. And normally, I would just buy graham cracker crust, but actually Jack had gotten a box of graham crackers from the food bank, and they expired yesterday. So I want to get those used up, and we're going to make our own pie crust. So I'm going to turn you towards the thing here. I got my 13 cup back, you guys, so. All right, so I'm gonna put the chopping blade on here. I'm gonna do about 3 packages. Few more seconds and it should be done. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Alright, so I'm using up the entire container because, excuse me, my nose is itching again today. I'm using the entire box up because whatever I don't use, then I'll freeze it for another time. So let me get set up for the pie now, and I'll be back. Alrighty, I'm back. So we're going to start out by making the pie crust. So I needed 1.5 cups of the graham cracker crumbs. Tell you what, I'd make my own if they were all this easy to make. So there's 1.5 cups. And then you need 1/2 cup of melted butter. And we need 1/3 cup of sugar. If I could see, it'd be great. There we go. Wipe this out. It was not dry all the way. We don't need sugar sticking to it. All right. So we're going to 1/3 cup of sugar. Okay, and I'm going to use my fancy dish. Hopefully it works because it's not as thick as a pie crust, but I've been wanting to use that. That's the 3rd piece to that one set. So we'll see. All right, let me put you down here a little bit over. I'm trying to avoid all the sun that's actually coming through the house. I'm going to mix it all together. You guys can see it. You know, when I was a kid, I really loved graham crackers and milk. And now that I'm an adult, not so much anymore. I know that's really weird, but we used to love it when my mom would buy that because, man, we could dip it into our milk and it tasted so good. And then, you know, you'd have that piece of break off in the milk and you'd have to fish it out with another piece, so you always had an excuse to eat more. Maybe that's why we're both big girls. Could be. Anyways, so then you're going to pour it into your pie pan, which obviously, I think this is more of a tart pan, but I think it'll work okay. All right. The reason I take breaks in between it is I hate dirty dishes, so I wash everything up in between because I don't want to use the same measuring cups and all that stuff again, so yeah. That's why I take breaks in between, so I can get everything straightened back out so that the kitchen feels not so in disarray. I know. What do they call that? OCD or something? I don't know what it is, but it's a pain. And I'm going to use the bottom of my measuring cup here to kind of push it down. And you know something I never knew either? It says you're supposed to chill this before you use it. So see, you guys are teaching me just like I'm teaching you things, because I didn't know that. Did you guys know that you're supposed to chill it first? Or you can bake it for 6 to 8 minutes. I think the point to having this kind of pie is not having to turn the oven on. That's my thought to it anyway. Oh, this is beautiful, you guys. I hope it all fits in there. I've been wanting to use this dish. Tom's cousin came over and we sent him home with that extras the other day because his girlfriend was sick. And so I sent him home with food. And I had it in my pretty fancy dish. And I'm like, go get him another one. He can go take it home in that. Because I go, you promise you won't break it? And he goes, I can't promise that. And I'm like, you can't take it then. Because I seriously had wanted the set like this since I was like 19 years old. Alright, so I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and let it cool and get everything set up for the pie. I'll be back.